Welcome and thanks for joining me right here on the channel. The solution is you. Wherever you may be, I hope that you are enjoying yourself and having a wonderful time. I do appreciate each of you for stopping by the channel. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. With that, let me go ahead and get into today's subject. Now, the topic of today: four signs that you may be overqualified as a potential husband. Now, I'm sure each of us has been on a job interview. And on these job interviews, sometimes you can be super hype about getting to the interview, or you may be extremely nervous. The reason why you may be super hype is because you are very confident in the skills that you have. So you're very eager to get in and showcase your resume to the interviewer. And this is a wonderful thing because interviewers are looking for great candidates to come in and be a tremendous asset to their company. On the other hand, you may be very nervous. So you may not be too confident about whatever skills you may possess, or you just may be nervous about speaking to individuals in general. So when you are in the interview and the interviewer may ask your name, you may forget your name. Now, how many of you have been in an interview and you get asked that question? So describe some of your weaknesses. Now, have any of you had trouble answering this question? So interviews are made to put you on the spot and to get an idea if you are a fit for the culture of the company. And there's a lot that goes into an interview. And just remember that it's a two-way street. So you can kind of get a feel for the person who is trying to understand what you are bringing into the company. And you also need to make sure that you're a great fit as well. So just like when you're on an interview and you're trying to get that special position that could deliver some great rewards and benefits for you providing your services. In relationships, you have that same concept. So, as men, we are to go out and we need to vet the type of women that we are looking for and are looking to be with long term. You want to have someone that is going to complement everything that is great about you and be able to balance out any imperfections that you may have. So today, I want to go over four signs that you may be overqualified as a potential husband, because just like in interviews, sometimes the position does not work out for you. And that may be because you're overqualified. Have you ever had a potential employer tell you this, that your skills may be a little bit more than what they're looking for because they are afraid that you may get bored or you may walk away from the position within 6 months? So it's like that in relationships. You may be overqualified for the person that you're looking to be with on a long-term basis. And if you don't know a few of the signs, then you may just be wasting your time and set yourself up for disappointment down the road. So let me go ahead and get into these four signs. And these are just four out of many. But the number one sign is your potential spouse may be a bad, have bad budget behavior. So she may be one that overspends a lot. So when she gets her check, she may go and blow it without consulting with you to see what needs to be paid off. So in most situations that involve relationships, and I'm speaking for what's common. I know there are a lot of us men who carry the load when it comes down to the bills, but I'm speaking for the individuals or the couples um, that are in ordinary situations, everyday situations where you're trying to go out and you're trying to make ends meet, and you are trying to find ways to work together and make things work. So you may have a spouse man that doesn't know how to budget her check, and this is a woman who blows the check without checking with you. So she goes out and she takes the money, and maybe she's going out and buying all types of clothing, or maybe going out with some of her girlfriends and they're going out partying. And when it comes down to looking at the bills and seeing what needs to be paid off, she doesn't have her part of the rent or the bills. So now you have to go back and rebudget everything. Or this may be an impulse buyer. So there may be some salesperson or something that has some type of special offer, and she, instead of sizing up on whether this could be a great decision or something for the family, she goes out and just does an impulse buy. So she takes the person up on their offer, regardless of how much is involved, and with no regard to what you may think. And she buys it and then comes back and then wants to get your opinion on what she's bought. And this may be a dress or something that costs $250 or $300, way outside of you guys' budget, and you don't get no heads up about this purchase until after the purchase has already been made. That ever happened to you? Where after the purchase has been made, maybe it's 2 or 3 days after the purchase, that this information becomes available to you. Now you plan behind everything and you have to rebudget. So yeah, these are things that happen sometimes in relationships and where the budget is not being prioritized. This also could be a person who gives away everything. So maybe you have a certain amount of dollars that you have allocated to handle a certain project that's on the house. Maybe there's some type of repair or something that needs to be done, and your potential spouse has taken this money and used it to go out and give to someone else. So you have to definitely look out for yourself first, especially if you're in the building phase. Make sure that you're taking care of self. And once you've taken care of self, then you can go out and look out for everyone on a on a significant level. Now, I mean, there's always things that you can do to help people that doesn't involve giving away or putting yourselves in a bind. But on a significant level, where you're going out and maybe you're just giving away money to whoever you think needs it, that's something that needs to be talked over, and you have to set some type of expectations on how to handle your funds. Another situation under the sign of bad budget behavior could be if you have a potential spouse that's going out and getting citations. Maybe she's just parking anywhere. Could be in your vehicle, or if it's her vehicle, she just getting out and parking anywhere with the hopes of coming back in 10 minutes, come back, and then there's a parking ticket on the window. Or it could be one that's speeding, excessively speeding. So at least once every 4 or 5 months, there's a speeding ticket. And now you have to be the one to cover it because maybe she doesn't have enough money or something like that. So this is one that you definitely have to look out for. If you're looking at getting married down the road, or if you are in a long-term committed relationship, and you're looking at wanting to take things further, you want to definitely identify this type of behavior. Number two, the sleepless sleeper. So this is an individual when you are trying to put together a plan to take off in life. I'm sure that as a man, you are wanting to go and build up some type of nest egg so that you and your spouse and maybe your family can live a comfortable lifestyle. So this is one that sleeps late. So when I'm talking about late, instead of getting up at maybe 9 or 10 a.m., sleeping in till about 1 p.m. and telling you to go out and get breakfast when breakfast is over. So this is a person that has no motivation to go out and be productive, kind of laying around, and you have to constantly remind them of getting up and handling business or even making a bed or something like that, things that should have come early in life. This is also a person when there's a business opportunity that they may be asleep at that time. You ever been in a situation like this, man, where it seems like the person that you're looking to be with long term, they have no interest on things that could possibly put money in your pocket or could improve your lifestyle. But when it comes to other things that are less important, they seem to always be awake. So when the housewife shows are on, this person is wide awake, maybe for about 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, watching back-to-back episodes of the Housewives. Or maybe if there's something involving shopping, this person is wide awake. Or maybe her and her girlfriends are going to go out and splurge on some dinners or something like that, then this person's wide awake, has no problem getting up and getting ready and going out and staying away 4 or 5 hours. So definitely you want to keep this in check and make sure that this isn't getting out of hand. So let me go ahead and go into number 3, which is insufficiently informed. So it's nothing like being with someone who is always behind the 8 ball on what's going on in the world. So this is a person who is never up to date with what's happening with the latest news. So there could be a situation where the stock market crashed and your potential spouse has been like a week later and they had no idea that this happened. Or this could be a situation where something happened with the president. Maybe the president fell ill and the vice president had to step in. And this happened like 3 days ago. And this is making major headlines. So everybody in the world knows that this happened. But for some reason, your potential spouse has no idea on what went down, claims to have never heard the news, just totally uh, out of it, just doesn't know anything about what's going on with uh, the economy or what's happening locally, has no idea of maybe a major uh, tax break or anything that has to do with something that's going to affect your finances or maybe going to affect your living arrangements or somehow is going to affect your lifestyle. This person has no clue on what's going on. So this could definitely frustrate you as a man looking to go out and make things happen and you're trying to get an edge on your competition. And as a couple, you're supposed to be working together, but your partner is just not up to speed, and this could take you out of your mojo as far as pushing forward to get things going. So you definitely want to look out for people who you are supposed to be compatible with, and if they are not moving the same direction, you need to address that immediately. And number 4 of the 4 signs that you may be overqualified as a potential husband: satisfactorily unsatisfied. So sometimes you may have a potential woman who could be a potential spouse who uh, is successful in finding ways to be upset or unsatisfied with everything that you're doing that is productive and that is everything that you're doing to to go out of your way to live the lifestyle that you want, to be as comfortable in life as you want, and you're trying to be as positive and optimistic about your future, and that you want to have as much money and you want to be able to go out and do things, travel the world. You like to have a nice ride, and you want to have things going on with yourself so that you can take pride in the things that you've built as far as a foundation for you too. But this is a potential spouse who finds every reason to be upset with you, saying that you're not doing enough, that you are not around, you always seem to be moving place to place, always, everywhere but home and things like that. So, when you're going out and you're trying to make things happen, you're trying to be productive and you want to take your game to the next level, you have to be moving and shaking, and you can't be in one place. You can't be getting up late. You have to get up early in order to get things done and take advantage of all of the opportunities that present themselves. So staying in one place is just not going to cut it. Cuddling up 24/7 is definitely not the avenue that you want to take. So it's important that as men, we set the expectations, we set the tone. And in most cases where you're not, when you don't have a foundation, it's probably best not to move forward with even looking to have anything long term with a woman, because when you don't have yourself together, you tend to attract the wrong people. And this is something that we're definitely not striving to do. So just put a lot into yourself in terms of building yourself up, learn as much as possible, get as much experience as needed, put yourself around people who are successful, and watch things take off from there. I thank you for listening to me today. Please understand that the solution is you. With that, have a great day.